I know you have a discussion forum today at the Global Landscapes Forum. Can you explain to us what the topic will be and what you'll be speaking about?
Yes, actually we have many discussion forums because one of the big difference between the Global Landscape Forum now and the past is that now partners are working together really in a consortium. So we have many more than one event. We have one that is organized by the World Bank, which is about forest smart intervention, which is an innovative concept because we are looking at the forest from other sector point of view. So what does mining think if they have to do something in relation to forest? What does agriculture think? What does disaster risk management think? What are other infrastructure? How much do they depend on forest and what can they do for the forest? So that's the first one. And the second one is one that we're doing in partnership with FAO, with WRI, with all the partners of the Global Partnership for Forest and Landscape Restoration, and it's about examples from the countries and how much the countries have already done and where they have challenges and where they have successes.
So I know you've been working for a very long time on the issue of restoration and for the World Bank with a focus on Africa. Can you talk a bit about your experience and namely what you've observed as the change in policymaker and also institutions looking at sustainable land use to achieve policy goals and also climate goals?
Yes. So when the World Bank started working on restoration, we called it sustainable land and water management, and it was about 12 years ago with Africa, which is a partnership in the Africa region that really started bringing together agriculture and environment, but looking mainly at the productivity aspects. And it has been a long journey. In 12 years, we had, now we have 35 countries that are part of Africa, and the focus changed from being really agriculture intense to looking at more and more at the linkages with the forest and looking at what a landscape approach it is and what do you need to restore all the ecosystem services and the productivity that flow from the forest into agriculture. And what is very interesting is that now we are not alone. There is really a movement around it. The Global Restoration Council, the Global Landscape Forum, everybody's talking about restoration and how important it is. And I think it's a message of hope, because you know that you have degraded land, but you know you can restore it.
Why do we see this positive trend suddenly gaining momentum?
Well, my sense is that people are realizing more and more that land is one of the most scarce resources. I mean, the planet is just one. And so the land, you cannot rebuild it. So if you have degraded it, you need to restore it. And there is a lot of interest because restoration not only brings an increase in productivity, not only can stop maybe or can reduce the flux of migration that you see around the world. By restoring your land, you keep your cultural values, and people are very attached to their territory, and if they can stay there and they can keep the spiritual linkage that they have with their territory, I think they are going to be much happier.
Absolutely. And the World Bank, UN Environment C4 co-created the Global Landscapes Forum. It's been a few years now and things are scaling up, especially this year with the support of the German government in Bonn. You've been at the very start. I am curious to see how you've seen it evolve and if you can just share your experience with us.
It has been, again, an incredible change, because when we started, it was the first time in Poland. It was just a way to bring together Agriculture Day and Forest Day during the climate convention. And then little by little it became something that a lot more organization and a lot more people wanted to be part of, and it became such a big movement, but that's when we thought that it could be even somewhat independent from the climate change COP. And what I would say now is that with emphasis on the online platform so that other people can be part of it, and the fact that we are going to move into the regions, it's really becoming the main platform for discussion.
What do you think the Global Landscapes Forum can offer as a platform that others don't?
We definitely need the Global Landscape Forum because the other organizations have a different mandate. They maybe move things under the implementations, or they do policy work, analytical work, but the Global Landscape Forum is very special in really moving big masses of people and communicating all the work that we do and reaching at the level that nobody else is able to reach. So for us, it's really the arms to communicating with the rest of the world what landscape is and why we need to work around landscape. So we are very excited that to continue to be a partner of the Global Landscape Forum, and really we see a big future for the Global Landscape Forum of connecting people from the farmers and the communities to the big policy makers.
Yeah, thank you very much.